Hi, so earlier today I made a video talking about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and how we can use our breath to help calm ourselves down. And a common way we often breathe, called paradoxical breathing, which actually stimulates that flight or fight response. So in this video I wanted to give the meditation of actually doing the breath. So if you place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart with your eyes closed, notice if there's anything pulling at your attention, and without needing that thing to change, unless you're in some kind of danger, see if that thing can be there, or you allow your awareness to get bigger. Then bring your awareness to your breath. This long, deep breathing that we're doing is inhaling, letting the diaphragm pull down into the belly, letting the lungs take in air, filling the torso from the bottom all the way up to the top. And then exhaling in reverse from the top all the way back down, belly pulls in and up. And once you got that motion down, you can keep your hands here or bring them into your lap or into Gyan Mudra on your knees. Imagine your torso is like a container, and we're filling that container with our breath from the bottom up to the top. Introduce a little pause at the top of the inhale, and then exhaling from the top down through the bottom. Little pause at the bottom. This long, deep breathing helps us switch over to that more restful nervous system, especially if we can reduce the rate of our breath. I'm going to time you for a minute, and I want you to count how many breaths you're taking in. So begin counting. One round of breath is an inhale and an exhale. Don't try to breathe so slow that it brings more anxiety into your body. Okay, and that was a minute. Just make a mental note of how many breaths you took in. Average person breathes about 15 breaths per minute. Keeps the mind active. And if you can get your breath, especially to around 4 or less, it helps slow the mind, helping you perceive life more clearly, helping you to perceive what's really important versus what seems really important. When your mind wanders, just bring it back. You can continue the remainder of the meditation like this, or you can add in left nostril breathing. We talked in the last video that the left nostril is connected to the rest and digest nervous system. So by breathing through that nostril more, you're helping your body transition more to using that nervous system. You can take your thumb to your right nostril. Same thing, long, deep breathing through the left nostril. Eyes closed. I like to look up towards this third eye point to give the eyes more stability, which brings more stability to the mind. You could begin to add in that square breathing pattern where you're inhaling, holding the inhale, exhaling, and holding the exhale, those 4 sections, the same amount of time. Thirty more seconds. Inhale fully. Hold your breath at the top. If you're doing one nostril breathing, bring your hand down. Draw deeper inside yourself. Touch the place of yourself that can't be affected by this external chaos. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up. Shake them around a little bit. Bring your hands onto your lap, eyes closed. Observe. Notice if you feel any more calm or clear. Let your eyes open. And so I hope that gives you a little taste of what a breathing practice could look like. The more we practice strengthening our nervous system so we can make that switch from being in fight or flight when we need to, but when the threat isn't like really urgent, that we can still switch back to this rest and digest. All of these texts and news updates and shelter in place, it's intense, and I know for me it feels like I need to be staying up to date on all of those, but ultimately I have to keep reminding myself it's more important for me to sit for 5 minutes and meditate. So I think we meditated for about 7 minutes. That's pretty long, but 3 minutes of one of those exercises would be great, especially the more you could repeat it. So if you did it once a day, I'm trying to do my practice twice a day, at least morning and night, so that just as much as this like chaos and information is coming, and I'm trying to equally be putting in this calmness, because even if shit hits the fan even more, the truth is if I'm going to respond in a better way, I'm going to need to be calm. So the more we strengthen our nervous system, it's like that container we were imagining filling up as we breathed. Our nervous system is like our own personal container, and I think about it either being the size of a shot glass. So if your nervous system is like the size of the shot glass, it means that's all you can handle. If once you get like enough stuff in your shot glass and it reaches max capacity, that's when it's like you're overwhelmed, you're overflowing, there's just too much going on. From that place of having an overfull shot glass, like you're no it's really hard to function. But the more you can do these things, doesn't have to necessarily be this. It could be like sitting outside and drawing a picture of a flower, right? The more you do things to help your nervous system get bigger and so you can be calm even during more challenges, it's like your nervous system becomes, I don't know, like a big tank that could hold a whale or something. I don't know, like a super big container, a lake bed. So that's how much you can handle and still be able to respond better before you break down. And I feel like I've shared this recently, maybe it was in a class, but I think Thich Nhat Hanh said this too. He said that if you had a tablespoon of salt and you put it in a small container, like a shot glass, that wasn't his example, you wouldn't be able to drink the small container of water because it would be so overpowered with salt, right? Because the ratio of water to salt would just be the salt would be too great. However, if you took that same tablespoon of salt and you put it into a massive lake, like you wouldn't even be able to tell the salt was there. So all of these challenges that are happening, it's like tablespoons of salt, and it's just pouring it into us. So the question is, how salty is it going to make you? Is it going to make you so salty that it's like the only experience that you're having is salt? Or can you be so wide that, yeah, the salt is there, the salt doesn't need to go away, you can handle the salt and it's not going to be the only experience you're having? Okay. I've had a lot of feedback from these videos asking me to continue to make more, so I hope that they are helping you in some way, and I send my love to you. And if you have a specific video you'd like me to make, send me a message. Okay, bye. Satnam.